Oh, what a wonder! On a sunny morning, three little ducklings waddled happily around the pond. They splashed, quacked, and played hide and seek in the little lilies. Once upon a sunny day, in a little pond full of laughter, three ducklings discovered that the funniest adventures often begin with the most unexpected friends. And from that day on, the ducklings and their playful cat were never apart. For every quack, every purr, and every jiggles, they had found the little true magic of the friendship. On a sunny morning, three little ducklings waddled happily around the pond. They splashed, quacked, and played hide and seek in the water lilies. From behind the bush, a playful orange cat peeked out. He tilted his head and thought, what are these little quackers upon to? The cat prickled his paw and grinned. What if surprised them with a funny scare? He whispered, tiptoeing closer with exaggerated, snaky steps. The cat licked his paw and grinned. What if surprised them with a funny scare? He wished, tiptoeing closer with the exaggerated, snaky steps. Boo! The cat leapt from the bushes. The ducklings quacked loudly, flapping their tiny wings. One slipped into the pond with a giant splash. The splash soaked the cat from head to tail. His fur stood up in wet, prickly patches. The ducklings stared for a moment and then all quacked. What happened? The ducklings noticed the cat's swishy orange tail. They thought it was a toy. They chased it, making the cat spin in circles and chase his own tail too. Everyone ended up dizzy and fell in a jiggling heap. The ducklings thought the cat's fur was hilarious, so they shook their feathers, trying to look spiky too. The cat blinked and then laughed along with them. One bold duckling climbed into the cat's back, flapping its wings proudly like a rider on a horse. The cat looked confused at first, then strutted proudly with a new little passenger. Wanting to join the fun, the cat stepped into the pond, but instead of swimming, he splashed around clumsily, kicking and meowing, while the ducklings tried to guide him. While splashing in the pond, the cat accidentally blew bubbles from the nose. The ducklings were amazed and tried to copy, but only managed to blow silly ripples. Soon it turned into a splashy water fight. The ducklings splashed the cat, and cat splashed back, and everyone was laughing so hard and pond sparkled with joy. When the cat shook himself, dry feathers from the ducklings went flying everywhere. One feather landed right on the cat's nose, making his sneeze so loudly, and ducklings trembled over laughing. After so much fun, everyone was tired. The ducklings curled up next to the cat on the grassy shore. The cat purred softly, but the ducklings quacked tiny lullabies. Before sunset, the cat and ducklings made their own silly parade around the pond, marching, quacking, and meowing in the rhythm like a funny little band. From that day, the ducks and the cat were the best friends. They played, splashed, and laughed together every morning. And whenever someone asked, the ducklings would jiggle and say, it all started with what happened. One duckling waddled into the cat's back. Another climbed onto the first duckling, and the third joined in too. The cat wobbled like a circus act, trying not to fall. The ducklings found a giant leaf floating in the pond. They hoped in the paddled, inviting the cat to ride too. But when the cat stepped on, splash, the leaf sank and everyone laughed. A colorful butterfly fluttered above them. The ducklings waddled after it, quacking. The cat leapt. A colorful butterfly fluttered above them. The ducklings waddled after it, quacking. The cat leapt high to height. The cat noticed that their shadows in the water. He pounced on his own reflection, splashing, while the ducklings flapped at their little shadow decks, quacking in the delight to catch it, but landed in a bush instead, making everyone jiggled. They discovered a mud puddle by the pond. The ducklings stumped happily, while the cat slipped and said, ending up with the muddy face. Everyone was laughed until their bellies hurt. The ducklings hid behind tall grass, while the cat counted with the paws over the eyes. 1, 2, 3. He peeked only to find all 3 ducklings peeled on his back. One duckling dropped feather into the cat's nose. The cat twitched, jiggled, and then sneezed so loudly the ducklings trembled over, laughing again. The cat tried to show off by leaping across stones in the pond. The ducklings copied him, but slipped and splashed, making a watery mess of the acrobat show. They found fluttering dandelions by the pond. The cat blew one, sending seeds flying. The ducklings tried to, but only made funny squeaky quacks. As the sunset, the ducklings quacked a gentle tune. The cat purred along their sounds behind into the sweetest everything song of friendship.